with the GoCurrency.com sports ticker. My name's Tim Mulhaupt, and this is Sports Nightly on the Huskers Radio Network. Happy Monday. Welcome into a new week, Huskers fans. Today, Huskers volleyball dropped a spot in the AVCA rankings, falling from 1 to 2 through no fault of their own. Nebraska went 3-0 last week, sweeping Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, Tulsa, and Pepperdine at the Emeritus Challenge to start the year at 3-0. But Texas is now the number 1 ranked team after they swept Ohio State, now the number 8 ranked team in the AVCA rankings. Coach Cook will join us tomorrow night on his weekly radio show to discuss the program's opening weekend. And elsewhere in the Big Ten, Minnesota jumped up 1 spot to 4th nationally after going 2-0 this weekend. Wisconsin, the defending national champs, fell to 6th after going 1-1. In pro sports tonight, the MLB has some games underway. Currently, it's in the top of the second. The Marlins lead the Dodgers 1-0. The Cardinals are taking on the Reds, but that game is in a rain delay. A few games just about set to get started. The Cubs are in Toronto to battle the Blue Jays at 6:40. The Red Sox will meet the Twins. Pirates are battling the Brewers in Milwaukee. That's at 7:10. At 8:40, the Phillies take on the Diamondbacks, the Yankees, and Angels also getting set to play at 8:40 tonight in LA. And finally, the Padres meet the Giants at 8:45. The U.S. Open is underway tonight. Serena Williams just about set to get started in her rounding up of her career at this Open, and she begins tonight taking on Danka Kovinic. That match should be just getting started here in a few moments. And in the NFL today, Jimmy Garoppolo made NFL headlines today by restructuring the final year of his contract to stay with the San Francisco 49ers, despite being firmly entrenched behind Trey Lance on the San Francisco depth chart. He has a no-trade clause in his contract, so Jimmy G passing up a chance to maybe be a starter somewhere else to stick with San Francisco. This update is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items like equipment, trucks, and trailers? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
It's a pistol set, then Treese trips to the near side. Snap back, stretch play right to Cook, hit and drop. He'll lose yardage.
Garrett Nelson
firing from the backside, brings him down. It's a loss of 2. It's now 4th down and 3.
Alex Rodriguez floats it over, pass by Eggleston, tight to the net, gets it back, swings, block back. Nebraska's got 3 blocks. Lucy Krause, the night of her life so far. It's 13-9 Big Red.
Snap back, play action, taking a shot, throwing pass, caught by Manning at the 10. Eludes a Boilermaker to the 5. One more, Manning dives, touchdown, Nebraska.
Light diving, dig Hampton the libero. Now Penn State right front. Johnny Parker, great up by Rodriguez. Left front swing, Matty Kubik kill. 23-13. Lexi Rodriguez, a clinic thus far.
Huskers 2nd and goal to 6. 2 wideouts left, 2 to the near side. Ramir Johnson off to the right. They turn, give it off to Ramir, left side, cuts back into 5. He's in. Touchdown, Nebraska. Ramir Johnson's 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharp and Jessica Cootie on the Huskers Radio Network.
And welcome. We're back from Ireland, our first post-Dublin show. Great to be back in Lincoln. We had a fabulous trip, minus the end of the football game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun doing the shows out there, interacting with fans. And, yeah, unfortunately the game didn't go like you wanted to, but it was a great experience. And, you know, the travel back wasn't so bad. I mean, we got back. I got quite a bit of sleep last night and don't feel so bad yet.
Yeah, I think as long as you get one good night's sleep, you kind of get your rhythm back, and I hope the team is doing that as well. Unbelievable turnout over there from Husker Nation. We had 5,000 plus at a pep rally on Friday. There were over 13,000 Husker fans in the stands. Just terrific support and great support, and I know that everybody's disappointed with the outcome of the game. The team is, the coaches are, everybody's disappointed with the game. And it was really a pretty good college football game. There was a lot of back and forth. Huskers, I think one of your keys was get off to a fast start. We did, up 14-3. Had a good start to the second half, but just not enough things in between to get the victory.
Yeah, no, here we go again, and I know it's something that people don't want to hear, but man, just one thing goes the other way. You know, if Isaiah Garcia Castaneda, the fumble is overturned, or the onside kick, the interception, if it doesn't go off somebody, just one play goes the other way, who knows what kind of conversation we're having today. And it's tough and not making excuses by any means, but man, they were, again, just right there and couldn't find a way to get it done in the end.
7 straight Husker football games, all losses, decided by less than 10 points. I mean, it's remarkable. And this team is snake bit, and yep, you got to make your own luck. You got to do all those things. Absolutely, you have to. And you hope that this was going to switch with all the different players and coaches that have been added to the staff would flip it. It didn't happen week 1, but there's a long way to go. Week 1 does not define your season. You move on from there. But you're right. I mean, even the Fox folks on the Isaiah Garcia Castaneda fumble thought that the play should have been overturned and the ball should have stayed with Nebraska. It's a big play. The ball's at the 11-yard line. You did at 1st and 10 there. You're at least in field goal range, which gives you 3 more points, and we lose by 3 points at the end. So obviously a huge play. And, I mean, let's not dodge it. The onside kick was a big play in the game. I don't think it defined the game because there was still 24 minutes left of football, and Nebraska had the ball 6 more times and scored nothing. To me, that's where I kind of go, man, we had the football 6 times and didn't do anything in those 6 drives.
And to me, the key to that was after Travis Vokalek went down.
It was.
I mean, and again, you have to have next man up. You've got to have that depth. You got to have somebody that you can call on at every position that you don't lose a beat. But man, he was such a matchup problem, and he made some tremendous plays. And the play that he got hurt, it was a great catch that he went down on. And it's just, and then I think the one that went off the hand, there was one that was a tip ball, I think to Borkshire.
The last one.
And then another one, Wyatt Lever. I think both of those would have probably been Travis Vokalek in that spot that Casey's throwing the ball to. And there's no doubt that they have had a chemistry all throughout fall camp. Casey feels comfortable throwing the ball to him. He was a big-time mismatch problem
for them.
For Northwestern. Yeah. And so I think it really and then just to see kind of the shock on faces down there, it was he's a leader and he's a captain. He's the only offensive captain. I think it definitely shook him, and you got to find a way to bounce back from that. But him going out really, really did hurt and affect the rhythm of this offense.
It did, and as you said, you got to find some other people in there that can make it happen. There were positives to the game. Nebraska had 1 penalty. It was a Ty Robinson encroachment penalty in the first half. That was it. Brian Buschini was a big bright spot, the new punter from Montana. Really did a nice job. Flipped the field a couple of times, had to punt out of the end zone once, got the ball on the other side of the 50. And I went back and I rewatched it. There were good moments in this game. I thought the Huskers had 3 really impressive drives that ended up in touchdowns. The 4th touchdown drive was a little bit of a shorter field because of the forced fumble that Nebraska had. But too many times in this game, if you just went play by play and said who won the battle at the line of scrimmage on this play, Northwestern won more battles at the line of scrimmage than Nebraska did. That's concerning. That needs to get figured out. The coaches, I'm sure, will do a deep dive into it. But again, it's week 1. You're going to get better as the season goes along. We have a lot of new parts with coaches and players. I think Nebraska will get better as the season moves forward.
I think so, too. And, I mean, even on the busted play with the big touchdown there, I think, was it the second quarter? It was Omar Brown.
Yep, new player.
He's a new player. And, he was so disappointed, and it was really heartbreaking to see he was so down. He felt so awful over there. But that's a new player that you're trying to work in. And, we've heard Coach Fisher talk about how they want to rely on him. And so you got to get him that experience. But also that's a tough kind of game to get your first taste of the Big 12. And even, I've talked about this too, but Jeremiah brought this up in the podcast about it's a really big adjustment going from the Big 12 to the Big 10 and that physicality and what you have to do to be successful. And there's a lot of guys that are playing that's their first taste of Big 10 football. And we heard Coach Frost say it, and a lot of the players, even, Travis Vokalek said it to me after the game. Garrett Nelson said it. We got out physical today.
Yep,
they were way more. They were the more physical football team, and you got to learn how to combat that. And but I think in the end, at the last couple of drives, when the defense needed to stop, they got to stop and got the ball back to the offense.
Northwestern scored their last points with like 12 minutes, 13 minutes to go in the game, and so the defense did give the offense the ball a couple of more times in that game, but just I keep going back to those 6 drives to end the game. Nebraska got no points out of them, and hardly any first downs in those 6 drives. And so
yeah,
it was really
and the defense
frustrating.
was gassed. They were over there.
Over
and
80 snaps.
Yeah. They were so tired. And so, but they fought through and gave them a chance. But, yeah, you got to go. Again, the defense needed to find a way to get a stop in the first half.
Correct.
And the offense needed to find a way to get something going in the second half. And then, it's just you got to – somebody's got to step up and make those plays when you need it at those moments.
Hey, the national media is all over the onside kick. And Coach Frost in postgame said, if he had to do it over again, he wouldn't have called it, wouldn't have done it. As the game was going on, I'm thinking to myself, what do I think of this? I didn't love it. Obviously, I didn't love it. But I didn't hate it. And you think about, Scott Frost has said from day one he wants his players to play fearless and cut it loose, right? We heard that term a lot leading up to the game. Well, and it didn't work. I know it didn't work. But if Nebraska recovers that and goes in and scores again, even a field goal, they're up 14, a touchdown, they would have been up 18. You're going to win the game. So, again, he's trying to be aggressive. We've had a lot of people on our program all summer go, I wish we ran more trick plays. I wish we'd do more of the. Well, there was kind of one, and it didn't work. And, again, I wouldn't have done it. But, again, looking at the formation of it, I think it was there. I don't think Brandon Franke got the ball quite where he wanted to. It's a hard kick to make. It just didn't work. And that's kind of been the story of what's happened around here the last couple of years. Close, but just not quite getting it to work.
Yeah, I mean, it what's crazy, too, is we just scored we didn't expect it to happen, right? And so I was my batteries were about to die, and so I didn't even see the unit get together, see it kind of unfold how it went. And then we were like, did we just onside kick?
Right.
We were all just kind of surprised by it. And unfortunately, it definitely did not go the way you wanted to, and it ends up, benefiting Northwestern in that deal. I also wanted to point out there were a lot of guys that ended up getting banged up too in the second half, and some of those players too that were getting some experience, like Ernest Hausman and Va, at that inside linebacker. Boy, Luke Reimer cramping a lot. Nick Henrich was hurt in and out of the medical tent. And so those 2 inside linebackers getting that experience too, I think they'll even Ernest Hausman, he's going to learn from that. He's going to grow. He's going to get better. And so it's just, again, it's a tough first game to get that taste and get that feel and that experience. But I think, they'll grow and learn and get better from it.
Bill in Portland on our text line said, while I'm distraught, I'm not pessimistic. Let Whipple and Casey Thompson go to work. We're a pro-style offense. Let's let it fly. And there's no doubt they're going to get going. Also, Stephen Bellevue goes, heard anything about why Ramir Johnson did not play? Coach just said they identify which backs they kind of wanted to go with in this game, and he wasn't one of them. He did play on special teams, but I was puzzled by that too. As much as the coaches have raved about Ramir and that slot back type position that he was playing, wing back, what did he call it? The word he came up for his own position?
Wide back.
Wide back. He wasn't out there, and I was puzzled by that. And Coach Frost just said after the game, because he got asked, he just said, we felt like we had the guys we wanted for the matchups in this game. So
yeah, and I don't know, as far as him lining up and catching some passes, maybe that was not the matchup that worked well against Northwestern, but handing the ball off too, yeah, I think that they obviously have really liked what they've seen out of Anthony Grant and A.J. Allen.
And I thought Anthony played well.
Yes, yeah. So, and we talked about that, and even, Jeremiah and I dove into that in the podcast. Like, it's going to take a while to get this offense clicking on all cylinders. And they weren't going to go out probably and completely be able to run the ball as efficiently as you would hope that they will continue to build and grow, and that offensive line is going to take a couple games to build that chemistry and to figure out how to open up those holes. And so it's not something that you didn't expect the offense to come out and be clicking on all cylinders, and yet they came out and that first drive and then at times showed some really good flashes. And so to me, the shocker was I thought the offense looked really good. To me, I would have thought that the defense would have gotten more stops.
Yeah, I would have too.
Than they did.
Yeah, and not only stops, but limit drives, more 3-and-out type drives from the defense. Tackling was not very good. I think that, and I think Eric Chinander would be the first to say, yeah, we got to tackle a lot better than we did for that game. Also, it's puzzling to me why Northwestern doesn't get a little bit more respect. I mean, they've won this division 2 of the last 4 years. They were bad last year. They had a bad year. But Pat Fitzgerald knows what he's doing. That's a heck of a football coach. And the games Nebraska's have at Northwestern, I told you this when we were walking in here today, it's unbelievable how close all these games, minus last year's game, have been with Northwestern. A handful of them have gone to overtime. A handful of them have been decided by 3 points. That's really what we should have expected going in. That's what we got. And unfortunately, Nebraska was on the downside of this game.
And just look what Pat Fitzgerald does. I mean, they have a bad year, and then they typically bounce back.
Yeah.
And, Jeremiah went into big discussion on that and in the podcast last week about how, a lot of times they don't necessarily always get a great deal of talent because of the academic standards that you have to get in. And so it's almost like a rebuilding. It's a process that it happens every year. They're young. They don't have some of their players haven't fully adapted to playing the kind of football that Pat Fitzgerald and Northwestern wants to play. It's a process every time, and it's this cycle that it never fails. That's eventually, once those guys get experience and they understand the kind of brand of football that Northwestern wants to play, that's when they kind of bounce back and have a good year. And again, it's one game, and who knows what Northwestern season looks like for the rest of the year. It might not look that bad of a loss. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
there's just too much. It's too early in the season. It's one game. We cannot push the panic button right now.
Yeah, and again, there were enough positives out of there. One penalty, good kicking game, minus the onside kick attempt. I think Buschini was really good. Casey got sacked 3 times, but he fell down on one of them. So 2 sacks. We threw the football like 40 times, so you're probably going to get a few. The lack of pass rush was tough, but as we told you all last week, Northwestern's offensive line pretty good. I think they've got a couple of NFL guys on that offensive line, and they were as good as advertised. Garrett Nelson, O'Shawn Mathis had a hard time getting around and getting close to Helinski.
Yeah, I mean, that offensive line, as you mentioned, was as advertised, and the defensive line too. Boy, they were gassed. They were trying, but they just could not. And so, again, that's a guy that probably could very well be the first tackle taken in the draft this year, Peter Skoronski. And so I think Garrett Nelson and O'Shawn and all those guys on the end will hopefully watch, learn, and figure out how to be better for it moving forward.
All right, if you want to be a part of the program, 402-413-2400 with a call or a text. Is Pete ready? All right, let's go take a call before we go to the break. Pete in West Point, good evening.
How you doing?
Hanging in there, Pete.
Say, I got a couple questions. The Minnesota coach and now the Northwestern coach keep saying that they beat Nebraska because of the culture. Could you explain what they're talking about on the culture side of it? And I really believe that we were beat in this game in the offseason. The Northwestern coach really put a program together, got their kids stronger, bigger, and more physical, and it doesn't look like we did. But it's kind of sad. Hopefully they can turn it around and get better. So either way, we're either going to get better or there's probably going to be a change at the end of the year. So I guess that's maybe something to look forward to. So I'll hang up and listen to your explanation for culture, what they're talking about.
All right, Pete, thanks. Yeah, I think that's kind of a vague comment when coaches make that comment. Our culture's better than theirs. I don't know. I mean, I think Nebraska's got a lot of guys on the right page with this group right now. I think to a man, they all talk about how they enjoy being around each other. I think the culture's pretty good right now in Nebraska. So when coaches make that comment, I don't know that I go along with some of that. I mean, everybody has a right to their own opinion, but to me it's a little vague when you say culture wins that game for us.
Well, I think he was just saying that, again, going back to what we were just talking about, Pat Fitzgerald and getting guys that buy into the way they play football and that physicality. And they weren't physical last year. And we said that that's going to be in the back of the mind of that offensive line. There's 4 guys that came back from that line that got really just ran over by Nebraska's defense last year. And so they came in motivated. You could tell how much they were motivated by that. They had that in the back of their minds. And I think for him, he's probably just referring to the way that they buy in. And he had talked a lot all summer about how the COVID year and not being able to establish that going into last year really affected that team. But I think this team just was very, very bought in, had a good game plan. And that's kind of what and they didn't back down when Nebraska had taken the lead or had a big play. And, that was where one thing that I was wanting to see more of Nebraska is not get so down when Northwestern punched back. To me, Northwestern was going to keep punching back, and what are we going to do about it? And I think at times the energy stayed low, and they needed to pick it back up. And okay, what are we going to do about it now? Because to me, that's what Northwestern was saying over there.
Right.
All right, Nebraska just made a big play. Let's go do something about it. And they never really got down. They kind of stayed up even when things were going Nebraska's way, where I think at times Nebraska let that affect the energy over there on the sideline.
All right, coming up here in a few minutes, Matt Davison will join us, our Mondays with Matt. We also, Jessica, talked to Casey Thompson after the game. It was part of our locker room show, but if you didn't hear it, we'll have that for you coming up in hour number 2, and we'll have our weekend winners as well. 402-413-2400. Let's slip in Bob in Lincoln before we hit the first break. Good evening, Bob.
Hey, guys. Hey, everybody's making such a big deal out of that onside kick. That's not what lost the game, guys. I told my boy at halftime, I didn't like the way we were not getting after the quarterback. And he's gonna have over 500 yards if we don't start getting after that quarterback and getting pressure on that quarterback. And if the rushing ends aren't getting in and getting home, we got to find a way to do it. Blitz something. We got to get pressure on that quarterback. He was able to order out, delivered it, ate it, and still got the ball out. That's way too much time. And you got to be able to stop that run. And, we still had our chances with 6, but the last 6 possessions, 2 of them first downs, and then we turned around and the rest of them and 4 of them were 3 and outs. We can't do that, guys. I mean, that's where the game was won and lost, So, and basically, if in games, momentum's going to switch. And when the other team's got the momentum, you got to find a way to get it back. That's making plays. So, I mean, it's frustrating. I so much want this thing to get turned around so bad. But, it's the same thing, close losses. We got to find a way, somehow, some way, got to find a way to seize the momentum and to seize these games and close them out.
Very good. Bob, appreciate it. Thanks for the point of view. Yeah, you kind of echo, I think, what a lot of people are kind of feeling like here on this Monday. Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. We're back with our Mondays with Matt coming up next.
Nebraska Innovation Campus creates partnerships between business and the University of Nebraska. Partners lease office space, laboratories, pilot plants, and greenhouses, all centrally located with easy access to University of Nebraska talent and resources. Nebraska Innovation Campus, creating spaces and culture that inspire. Learn more at innovate.unl.edu.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm Student Government President Jake Drake with Campus News. A record 54 Husker students earned the Benjamin A. Gilman International Scholarship in the 2021-2022 academic year. This nationally competitive scholarship provides funding for study and internship abroad opportunities for high-achieving students who might not otherwise be able to afford them. Recipients include students from Crete, Norfolk, North Platte, Raymond, Omaha, and Lincoln.
Successful farmers must make good decisions every day. In Pivot Irrigation, the choice is simple. T&L exclusive hydraulically powered pivot irrigation systems are like no other. You get tough, reliable, and cost-effective irrigation. Let T&L's 60 years of irrigation experience work for you. Call your local T&L dealer or T&L Irrigation Company today. T&L, like no other.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your premier John Deere dealership and proud partner of Nebraska Athletics. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal, because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Every day, Central Valley Ag Cooperative works with our farmers to feed the globe. Embracing the cooperative spirit, CVA's innovative products and services in grain, agronomy, feed, and energy deliver world-class value to our members. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how we grow agriculture together at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker Athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center. It's sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Mondays with Matt. Time to talk to Matt Davison, the color analyst here on the Huskers Radio Network. Long trip, long weekend, disappointing outcome. Your thoughts about what we witnessed on Saturday in Ireland?
Well, we didn't win the game. I mean, that's where it starts, right? Didn't win the game, so didn't accomplish what we wanted to accomplish as a program going over there. It was a great experience for our players going to Dublin, and you know, the city and the country took us in, and so that experience was great. But you know, without winning the game, it obviously wasn't a success. So you start there. Obviously, it was a back-and-forth game. It was an emotional game. There were momentum shifts constantly, 2 different times having an 11-point lead, and so obviously you didn't play terrible if you had a lead a couple of different times of 11 points, but just didn't get it done, Greg. I mean, there was obviously a few plays, turnovers, things that hurt, and weren't unable to overcome those things.
Offense had 4 really nice drives, 3 really long drives for points, and then the shorter field after the turnover, and then Grant's long run for the touchdown. But the last 6 possessions, no points, very few first downs even. What did you notice that kind of got the offense off track?
Well, it's a good question. The fourth quarter especially, you know, I think there were 17 plays for 50 yards or something like that in the fourth quarter. Just didn't have any of the success that we had early in the game. And give Northwestern credit, I thought they did some good things. The running game, other than Anthony's one long run, really never got going. Had a 12-yard run on a reverse to Trey. Other than that, it was a bunch of short yardage or even stuffs. And so it's hard. You know, one of those possessions, you try a reverse on first down, you lose 6 yards, you're in 2nd and 16. You can't do that in the Big Ten. We know that. And so, you know, I'm not a coach, so as I look at it, you know, it's kind of hard to explain. The offensive line, overall, when you look at it, they had no penalties. Casey had a couple of sacks, but one of them he fell down on. So, you know, there weren't gaping holes, but you don't see a lot of big gaping holes in this conference a lot of the time, so they're usually pretty tough yards. And through the air, just weren't able to have the same success that we had early in the game when Casey was really in rhythm and seemed to be finding some open receivers, and so it's disappointing. You know, wildly disappointing. A couple different times you felt like Nebraska was in control of the game, and then Northwestern put a drive together and goes score a touchdown. We have a broken coverage in the secondary on a long touchdown pass. We give them a short field on the onside kick. Give them another short field on the interception by Casey. They run it back into our territory. So they had some short fields to deal with, and they took advantage of that. You know, the game could have gone either way, is the bottom line. Both teams did some good things, and both teams did some things they wish they had back, and it's too bad. Just didn't get it done.
There were some positives in the game, and you know, as I replayed in my own mind, I'm like, "Oh, that was really good, and that was really good." Those long touchdown drives are not easy to do in the Big Ten against a good defensive team like Northwestern, so that's a positive. I thought Casey at times really found a nice rhythm. Looks like there's some really good athletic ability in that wide receiver room. I thought Brian Buschini was a real positive, the way he hit the ball. So there were things really to build off of, weren't there?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you look at it, and yeah, if you just want to, I mean, it's a long season, right? So we can sit here and talk about one game all night, and obviously it's wildly disappointing. But it's a long season. There's 11 more, and there were some big-time positives in the game. I mean, I thought Casey did some really good things. He can obviously make a lot of the throws. He made a lot of long throws to the sideline that were on the money. Trey and Marcus Washington and Isaiah and, you know, Brody Belt, Omar will be back. I mean, there's some weapons outside. Anthony Grant showed what he can do. He's a pretty special back. The offensive line is going to continue to get better. This is the first game that those 5 guys have ever played together, and so they'll continue to improve. So there's some positives to take out of the offense. You know, they had 470 yards and scored 4 touchdowns, so it wasn't a terrible game offensively from that standpoint. You can't turn it over. We all know that. But they did some good things moving the football. Defensively, we know we have good players over there. And, you know, overall, the game was really an odd game for Northwestern and Nebraska. I don't know if anybody thought we'd have 77 snaps. They'd have 85 snaps. The game took 3 hours and 45 minutes. It was a much different game than what we've played against them in the past. And in the fourth quarter, the holes got a little bit bigger, and they were able to do some things and eventually get the momentum and take the lead. And offensively, we weren't able to do enough with it. But I guess going back, it's like, yeah, there are some positives. We know we have good players over there with Nick and Luke and obviously Garrett and O'Shawn and Caleb and Quentin Newsom and Tommy Hill. We have good players over there. So there's not a lack of positivity amongst the team. I think they believe they're a good team. I know that, and they came back today for meetings, and I think they're excited just to play again and to go out and play better than they did last week.
I was going to ask you about that, the recovery process. Some people question Nebraska. Why aren't you having the bye week after the travel and all the trip back over here? How has it been the last 36 hours for the staff, for the players? What have you noticed?
Well, it would be ideal to have an off week, right? But we were supposed to go to Ireland last year, and we ended up going this year, so that kind of threw a wrench into that. But you get back and just try to get acclimated as quickly as you can. We flew home right after the game. It was a long flight and all that. You take Sunday to really recover and try to get a good night's sleep. And tonight they need another good night's sleep, and hopefully by later in the week they're back to normal. We have to get a lot of work in this week to get ready for the home opener, and I think the guys are going to do that. They started really well today with the work that they put in, and 4 more days to get ready for the game and try to go out and get back on track with a W on Saturday.
Because this is North Dakota's first game, was there some work done before we even went to Ireland? I mean, because you don't have any tape to break down for this year's team.
Yeah, we know the same about them today as we did 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Right. So, pretty much. And so, they're a solid team. They lost a lot of close games last year. And so they're going to come in and play really hard. We know that it's going to be a big challenge, and our guys have to bounce back. We have to get better from game 1 to game 2. It was the first time this group of guys have been out together. Did some good things, but have some mistakes to fix for sure, and that's what you want to do from week 1 to week 2. And it's always nice to try to fix those things after a win. We don't have that luxury. You got to fix those things after a loss, and that's unfortunate. But still a long season, and the guys I think are ready to get back out there, play in front of our home fans. They know it's going to be a jammed house and great weather hopefully, and we can go out and have fun in Memorial Stadium.
Outside of the outcome, I thought the trip and the turnout from Husker Nation was phenomenal. There were a lot of positives for the program. It just didn't end with a win.
Yeah,
right.
And that even adds to the disappointment.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, losing is never fun if it's at home or on the road. But you have thousands and thousands of Husker fans that go over to Ireland. Every one of them I saw and talked to had a great time. I had a bunch of friends and family that went, and obviously they had a great week. The game was really exciting. It was. Up until right at the end. I mean, literally, we have the ball with a chance to go tie or win, and so it was an up and down game. It was a lot of emotion in the game, a lot of excitement, big plays, turnovers. And it didn't end the way we wanted it to. It's that just adds to the disappointment of it all. It would have been great to have all the Husker Nation out celebrating after the game instead of talking about what could have been. But there's nothing we can do about it now, right? You get back, and we say thank you to everybody that went over there, and this fan base is second to none all across the country in their support for our team, and we know that they'll continue to do that, and our job is to get ready and be better next week and the week after that and the week after that.
All right, well, have a good week. Get caught up on your sleep. We'll see you in the booth, our booth, on Saturday.
Back in the booth. Thanks, buddy.
All right, Matt Davison with us here. Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Jessica will rejoin me next.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. Just move on up. Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information. Just move on up.
The name of our new promotion says it all. Powerball First Millionaire of the Year.
Through September 12th, buy a Powerball with PowerPlay ticket at any Nebraska Lottery retailer and enter the voucher number to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve on December 31st, 2022. Plus, you'll also get a chance to win $1 million and become the Powerball First Millionaire of 2023. Remember, this promotion ends on September 12th, so plan ahead and play today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I'm so glad we called SOS. RAC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We'll keep you cool this summer.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, thanks for telling my family and me about Toyota's national sales event.
Oh, you're welcome.
We got a new RAV4 during the event, and it's been great.
Well, that makes me happy. Right now through September 6th, it is the best time to drive off in a new Camry Hybrid, Tacoma, and more. So what are you up to?
You know, we took the RAV4 to a great spot. We've hiked, rafted, and now we're exploring a cave.
Amazing. You're inside a cave right now?
Yep.
Well, I'm glad the RAV4 could make it all happen.
Yeah, my wife talked me into spelunking. I'm actually a complete and absolute amateur. Huh, I could have done without the echo on that.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Visit your participating Toyota dealer today to enjoy every last second of summer. Toyota, let's go places. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 6th.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharp, Jessica Cootie with you here on a Monday, a little dour today because of the Huskers coming up short in Ireland to Northwestern. On our text line, I'm wondering why the run game didn't attack the edges. It appeared that our better running plays were outside the tackles. For example, Logan Smothers' run, with Northwestern creating a scrum in the middle of the line. I think we had more speed and could have beaten with the outside. I kind of agree with that, and I told you a week or so ago, I really hoped that there would be kind of a package for Logan to come in and just kind of change the rhythm of the game a little bit. And when he came out for the one play, I'm like, okay, here we go. We're going to have a set of downs. We let him go, and it was one play. So maybe they'll implement more of that now.
I think especially, too, when the running backs were struggling to get something going. And again, that quarterback run game is just so tough for opposing defenses, and not being ready for that and you know, might help alleviate some of the pressure in the passing game if you have if you can open it up in that way. So, yeah, maybe we'll see if they'll add that a little bit more moving forward,
Logan
especially if the matchup calls for it.
Logan can run.
Yeah.
He's quite an athlete. All right, Docker Rock's up next on the program. Good evening, Doc.
Hey, go Big Red.
You bet.
One thing's for sure. Nothing has changed as far as this Husker fan's concerned, because, you know, 3-9, 0-1, whatever the opponent is next week in Lincoln, if I have a chance to go, I'm going to go, right? It's about supporting the program, supporting the players, being a true fan. You know, a lot of these bandwagon people that something bad happens and they just kind of jump off. So a point to make real quick about before the season. You know, I drank some Kool-Aid myself, and I think there's still some Kool-Aid to drink. I think we're a talented football team. When we put it in perspective, and we have however many new coaches on offense, however many new players from the portal or JUCO transfer, things are going to be pretty bright from what I saw. I think our punter's got a pretty darn good leg. Our kicker almost got it in there. That was a darn good kick. What was that, for 56?
Yeah, he was close.
And running back, Grant, he took it to the house. How long was that play? 50?
46 yards.
46 yards, took it to the house, right? When's the last time we saw a running back take it to the house? Casey Thompson, first quarter, bombs it in the end zone to Palmer, and it could have been anybody's ball, and who wanted it more. So, I mean, there's a lot of good things we could talk about. Yeah, I could have done without the onside kick and all that business, but that didn't define the game. I'm going this way. My wife's trying to give me directions as I'm driving here. So you see where I'm going with
I am, Doc. Doc, you better get up. I'm going to let you go. You need to make sure where you're heading on the turn. I appreciate it, Doc. We always love hearing from you. And you're right. Again, you're never as bad as you kind of feel at the end of the game, and you're never as good after a win. And so after I kind of went back and looked at it, I saw a lot of the same things you were just pointing out there. There were moments where this looked like a really good team. And so that's why I'm not throwing in the towel after week one. Certainly have to get better, got to do things better, got to clean up some things. And I think that will happen as we make our way through this. Need to work in our last break of the hour. Our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Back with more calls coming up next.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra. The perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The name of our new promotion says it all. Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. Through September 12th, buy a Powerball with Power Play ticket at any Nebraska Lottery retailer and enter the voucher number to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve on December 31st, 2022. Plus, you'll also get a chance to win $1 million and become the Powerball First Millionaire of 2023. Remember, this promotion ends on September 12th, so plan ahead and play today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
Husker Athletics offering a Big Ten mini plan for the 4 home Big Ten games: Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin. $200 for a ticket, $50 a game. If you have an interest, go to huskers.com/tickets. Greg Sharp, Jessica Cootie with you here on a Monday night. Jeremy in Texas on our text line said, what's alarming to me is how out of shape we looked in the first game, and it was a perfect 60-degree weather. Northwestern must have had a better travel plan than we did, and I thought we had an extra day to prepare would help us. That's legit. The Nebraska did look pretty gassed at times out there.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was because the defense was on the field so much there late, and you think about how long the offense for Northwestern was on the field, even when they played a lot of snaps, but then also it was long drives there in that first half, if you think about it.
There were.
Yeah, I mean, I said that. I thought that they looked pretty gassed over there, and hopefully they can keep getting that stamina up as we go along.
Got about a minute left in the hour. Let's go to Norfolk and Jared. Hello, Jared. You're up on Sports Nightly.
Hi, I was just going to say I enjoyed the game over there. I had lots of memories and fun with all the Northwestern fans, but I was kind of disappointed in their administration. What I was disappointed was when we scored a touchdown, our band started playing up. Their band would be mic'd through and we couldn't hear our band.
Well, it was their home game technically, so they probably did that to pump them up in that way. Was that the only thing you saw that bugged you?
Well, it just didn't show much class on their administration to have their band play after we scored a touchdown to kind of shut us down, and then to pump their fans. You could hear their fans through the sound system and so forth.
Okay, I
noticed that. I noticed that on the speakers you could hear Northwestern. No, they're cheering.
Oh,
yeah.
A couple times that the music was still going and where the snap was about to happen.
They're not used to
Again,
football.
that's the thing. When you're in a place that isn't used to running football, you're probably going to have some of those little hiccups in the deal. Jared, I'm glad you had a good time. We all wish the game had turned out a little differently. A lot more of your calls and comments coming up in hour 2.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
This is University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Colton Husa with Campus News. 26 Husker students participated in the Rural Fellows Learning Program. It's a 10-week summer internship across 16 Nebraska communities. Students work with local leaders to plan and execute community improvement projects. Past projects include water system improvements in Wahoo, early childhood education access in Ord, and farmers market and music festival management in Imperial.
With the GoCurrency.com sports ticker, I'm Tim Mulhelpt on the Huskers Radio Network. Happy Monday, Huskers fans. Welcome into a new week. Today, Huskers volleyball dropped one spot in the volleyball rankings, falling from number 1 to number 2 through no fault of their own. Nebraska volleyball went 3-0 last week, sweeping all 3 opponents they faced: Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, Tulsa, and Pepperdine to start the year, a perfect 3-0. Texas is the new number 1 ranked team because they had a back-to-back nights, sweeping Ohio State, currently ranked number 8 in the country, despite starting the year 0-2. Coach Cook will join us tomorrow night on his weekly radio show to discuss the program's opening weekend. Some other notable rankings in the Big Ten for volleyball: Minnesota jumped up 1 spot to 4th after going 2-0 on the weekend. Wisconsin, the defending national champs, fell down to 6th after going 1-1, and Purdue just outside of the top 10 at 11th after a strong weekend for their program. And pro sports tonight, several games going on right now in the MLB. Currently, midway through the 5th, it's 2-2. Dodgers and Marlins are all even in that one. Still in a rain delay are the Cardinals and Reds. They're hoping to get that one underway, but they've been under a couple hours now on a delay, so we'll see if that one still gets played. Bottom of the 3rd, the Cubs are up 1-0 over the Blue Jays up in Toronto. It's a scoreless second-inning game between the Red Sox and Twins in Minnesota. In a few minutes, the Pirates and Brewers will get underway in Milwaukee. The Yankees will take on the Angels in L.A. That's at 8:38. At 8:40, the Phillies meet the Diamondbacks, and at 8:45, the Padres take on the Giants. The U.S. Open is underway tonight. It's the first set. Currently, Serena Williams trails 3-2. She is in the last tournament of her career, as she is currently taking on Danka Kovinic from Montenegro. So that match still going in the first set. Again, Serena Williams currently trailing 3-2, but it is right now 40-15 for Serena in the 6th game. So we'll see. We'll keep track of that one tonight. And in the NFL, Jimmy Garoppolo made NFL headlines today. He restructured his final year of his contract to stay with the 49ers after speculation the 49ers were set to release him. This despite being firmly entrenched as the number 2 quarterback for the 49ers behind Trey Lance. A no-trade clause is included in that restructured contract for Garoppolo. So if any trade were to happen, he would get authority as to where he ends up. This update is presented by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for heavy machinery, ag equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhelpt, and Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
It's a pistol set, then Treese trips to the near side, snap back, stretch play right to Cook, hit and drop. He'll lose yardage. Garrett Nelson firing from the backside, brings him down. It's a loss of 2. It's now 4th down and 3.
Lex Rodriguez floats it over, pass by Eggleston, tight to the net, gets it back, swings, block back. Nebraska's got 3 blocks. Lucy Krause, the night of her life so far. It's 13-9 Big Red.
Snap back, play action, taking a shot, throwing pass, caught by Manning at the 10. Eludes a Boilermaker to the 5. One more, Manning dives. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Light diving, dig Hampton and Libero. Now Penn State right front. Johnny Parker, great up by Rodriguez. Left front swing, Manning, Kubik, kill. 23-13. Lexi Rodriguez, a clinic thus far.
Huskers 2nd and goal to 6. 2 wideouts left, 2 to the near side. Ramir Johnson off to the right. They turn, give it off to Ramir, left side, comes back at the 5. He's in. Touchdown, Nebraska. Ramir Johnson's 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharp and Jessica Cootie, on the Huskers Radio Network.
And here we are back with hour number 2 of our Monday show, our first show back in the United States after having a run over in Dublin, Ireland. Had a really good time. Loved seeing all the Husker fans. Was at the pep rally Friday. Over 5,000 Husker fans at this park in Dublin. It was a really good time. And the Irish people were so welcoming and very, very nice to everybody over there. Just wish as we all do, wish the ball game had turned it a little bit differently. Flip it. Make it 31-28 Huskers. Would have loved having that, but that was not to be. Getting ready for North Dakota, 2:30. Going to be hot, folks, at Memorial Stadium. You're going to have to hydrate quite a bit on Saturday unless that forecast changes. People are going to be baking at this game this weekend, but hopefully the Huskers are bounced back and ready to get after things. Going to hear Jessica's post-game interview with Casey Thompson later in this hour. It's pretty insightful. He's really an articulate young man, and so we're going to play that back for you here a little bit later on in the program. 402-413-2400. That's our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com. Anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Let's get to the phones. Tim in Minnesota has been hanging on patiently. Good evening, Tim. Welcome to the program.
Good evening. Thank you. A lot of what I had in mind has been said plenty of times. I think the thing where I would focus, first I should definitely say in agreement with you, Greg, that there were positives. Bear with me, I've been sick for a while.
Well, you sound a little froggy.
Yeah, I think I'm on the getting better, but
good.
Ways to go. But anyway, what was really alarming to me, among a few things, again, there were positives, but was getting out physical, like other people have said. And the reason it is especially, I know Northwestern is not to be taken lightly. Heck, I even, called before the game about not taking him lightly. But I still feel that we should have been the better team. And especially when you take into consideration, how good and potent our strength and conditioning is supposed to be. And then what is it? Just the talent that we ought to have, had the edge in there, that just was not seen. And so, it plays right into the hands of people saying, the same old story. And that's my concern. I believe that, they certainly will have opportunity to turn around, and I certainly believe they do. I did see a lot of positives, but I did find that concerning, especially, like people have said, the lack of pass rush, and just inconsistency of a running game at best. I guess seems like we were supposed to be maybe better than Northwestern, but it certainly didn't show. So how is it? Should we have been 7 or 10 points better? It just seems like that, and it's alarming when it didn't. But I believe they can turn around, and you're right. There are plenty of things on which to build.
You bet. Tim, appreciate it. Thanks for the phone call. Hope you start feeling better. I think you're kind of, when people just say, Northwestern's not very talented, I don't think that's really fair to them. Again, this is a program that's won the West 2 of the last 4 years. Those 2 running backs could play for anybody. Evan Hull, 1,000-yard back. Getting Cam Porter, who blew his knee early last year. They didn't have him at all last year. He's a player. Skaronski's a first-round draft pick at the left tackle. I don't think the Huskers have a first-round draft pick on this year's team. Maybe that will develop, but I just think people underplay Northwestern a little bit, and they love it. That's the role they love to have. Don't give us any respect and let us sneak up on you. So, Tim, feel better. Appreciate the phone call. Oklahoma Husker, you're up next here on Sports Nightly. Good evening.
Good evening. Well, first of all, I'm a Husker for life. These losses are disappointing. However, you're not going to affect the way we support our team. Casey Thompson, I was impressed. I thought he looked well. I thought his passing ability looked really, really good. When it comes to the special teams, I thought our kicking game was much better than we've seen in the past. That missed field goal, you can't hold that against a field goal kicker. 56 yards, and it was just outside the uprights. It had the distance. So I was impressed with that. My biggest concern was the defense. I feel like the defense kind of held us the last couple of years and let our offense have a chance to stay in games. So what is your concern or knowledge going forward with what's going on with the defense after game 1? Conditioning. You mentioned it was going to be really hot in Lincoln this weekend. We had 60-degree weather in Ireland. I really thought that we looked gassed by the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Oklahoma Husker, appreciate the phone call. Yeah, Jessica addressed this last hour that, when the offense, with those 6 consecutive possessions, and none of them long at all, you keep rolling your defense out there. They did get gassed in the game, and I think some of the responsibility falls on the offense. You have to have more longer drives and give your defense a break. Having said that, the defense needs to find, maybe they need to play a few more guys. Maybe they need to rotate more guys in there. I'm sure they'll be checking all that out. That is a concern to me. That defensive front's going to have to play a lot better than they did this week if Nebraska's going to get some wins moving forward. But it is going to be hot Saturday, Jessica. Both teams. North Dakota hasn't played a game yet. They're not used to 90-some degree heat up where they are from, so conditioning could be an interesting thing on Saturday.
Yeah, but that will help build that conditioning, though.
Sure should.
If you think about moving forward and building up that conditioning, having that game under your belt where you do, that should help.
A couple of questions on our text line. 3 questions. Greg, why no presser today? That was preset because, one, the Huskers got back so late Sunday, and a lot of the media didn't get back till late last night or this morning, and so the decision was made before we went to Ireland that the press conference will be moved to tomorrow. So it will be tomorrow. This is Paul and Lincoln with these questions for us. So the presser is tomorrow, so it just got pushed back one day. So we'll hear from Scott Frost. We'll replay what he has to say tomorrow night here in the program. And he wants to know an update on Travis Vokolek. We'll probably get that at the press conference tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is what I saw. He went in the tent, got it retaped, tried to go, was cutting back and forth, and just could not, when he was trying to cut, could not go. And so he, after the game, to me, made it sound like he'll be fine, but hopefully they can give him some time so it's not a lingering injury. You can give him some time, get some rest, because he showed how big of a weapon he can be. And also, when you think about his future, he needs to put some good film together for NFL and his future. And so you want to make sure that he's healthy and gets back 100%. But that chemistry between Casey and him is there, and that's going to be a big weapon. We saw how much of a mismatch Austin Allen was last year. Travis Vokolek will have that same impact, but definitely don't want to rush. And maybe that will give a chance for Casey to develop some chemistry and get some other guys in that spot so that, if you ever are in that situation again, you have some guys that are more comfortable.
Text question, what is our depth at tight end? It really hurt not having Travis out there. Well, Borkature is probably the 2, and Chancellor Brewington would probably be the 3. Chris Hickman has been often injured. He's in there. Fedoni's not ready yet. I think is still a couple of weeks away. That'll be huge if they can get him back. And if you have him and Vokolek, you're back to what you had a year ago with Austin and Travis.
He has been at practice working out. He's not in pads and going through the practice, but he has been doing physical type stuff and getting closer. And I got to tell you, I told you this in a commercial break, I loved his demeanor on the sidelines. He was trying to hype guys up and was really into it and was talking to players, going up and down, talking to the defense, the offense. So I think he will be a guy that will emerge as a leader and just has that, that swag about him that we see it on social media, but I think he will add a lot, not just with his ability to make plays, but also with that energy that he brings too.
Let's go to Columbus and Steve. Good evening, Steve. Welcome to Sports Nightly.
Hey, Greg. How you doing?
Good, thanks.
Good. I guess, I don't want to talk really about the game. I want to talk about the history of Nebraska football. And what I'd like to throw out there, I hope Trev, I hope Scott, I hope the Chancellor, I hope the President, I hope you guys are all listening tonight, because it just seems to be the same routine over and over, even going back from Devaney to Osborne. We wanted to get rid of Osborne, and then we kept him, thank goodness, and then we got Solich. Got rid of Solich. Then we went to Callahan. You guys know the history of it. I can keep going on and on, but it seems to be the same pattern. And it's like, why don't we stop, pump the brakes, because we know what Scott is about. We know what he's trying to do. We know how well Bo did, and they got rid of him. So let's just pump the brakes, and we might have to just kind of settle down and let him do his thing. Because he said it was broken, and I truly believe that because of the history of Nebraska football. So let's give him a chance. It might take longer than what we wanted, but we know he has our best interest at heart, and so do the players. So I just want to put the message out there. Come on, fans. Come on, administration. Don't react so crazy to this, please, because we're going to go into the same direction we've been going for how many years, and it's not working.
Steve, appreciate it. Yeah.
That's all I got to say, and thank you, Greg. I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you. Appreciate the phone call. You know, and I think, and Trev's, by the way, Trev's next athletic director show, his first one for this school year, is Wednesday night, hour number 1 of Sports Sunday. So put that in your calendar that he'll be here for an hour on Wednesday. And I think Trev's kind of shown that, Steve, a little bit, I think, by bringing Scott back this year. Obviously wanting to see some changes with the staff. They did that. I think Trev's willing to be patient, you know, but the fans certainly, hey, everybody wants to win now. We get all that. It's important. Scott knows that. He was even asked, I think, by one of the media after the game, are you still wanting to do this job? He says, heck yeah, I love Nebraska. This is my school. I want to make this work with this. So, Steve, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We'll work in one more caller before our next break. Let's go to West Point and chat with Husker Dan. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Hey, good evening, Greg and Jessica.
Good evening.
Wow, that last caller, I got to tip my hat to that guy. Wow, that was just amazing. Wow. So anyway, you know what, you guys, I think we're fine. And just what that last caller said, I think, I just, wow, that was just, that's the tip of the iceberg. I just want you guys to know, my mom, back in the day, made cherry and lemonade Kool-Aid for us kids all the time, and I think it's stuck. So, anyway, Jessica.
Yes.
You going out into the public in Ireland and asking questions about Husker football, that was the most fun and brilliant thing you ever did.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Thank you. You should see the outtakes.
I mean, oh my goodness. I laughed and, oh gosh. They love their soccer, but they don't know their football.
They do, but they love sports, and they were so happy to have this game being played there. And they were, I mean, it was really cool to see how they were interacting with the Husker fans, because there were so many Husker fans there. And I'm telling you, they were chanting over and over again, "Go Big Red, Nebraska," everywhere we went, because then once they knew that we were with Nebraska, when we would run into the same people again, they'd start chanting "Go Big Red" or Nebraska or "Go Huskers" or something like that. And so, you know, they loved having Nebraska and Northwestern there for that football game. And, you know, they love sports, and they were having fun with it, because they know that they don't know football, but yeah, they do love their soccer and rugby, that's for sure.
That's great. Okay, Greg, I wasn't a big fan of the onside kick, but if it would have worked, he would have been a genius. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing, Dan. I basically said it as I'm rolling it through my mind during the game. I didn't like it, but then I didn't hate it, because the element of surprise is usually how you get one of those.
Right.
And there's no way anybody was thinking that was going to happen. And you're right. If we recover that, go down and score another touchdown, that game's over. And Scott talks about play with no fear. Well, that was him going, we're going to go do this, and we're going to grab this game by the horns right here and now. And it didn't work.
Yep.
And he would say probably shouldn't have done that now, but I don't mind the aggressiveness. I know it probably the odds.
Nope.
The risk isn't worth the reward. Most people will say that. But again, I didn't hate it.
Right. And the last and foremost thing I want to talk to you two about is, I just hope you guys had a great experience across the pond, and it sounded like you even had the best time of your life at Buskers.
That was a great place.
It was fun.
It looked fun on social media. I just thought, oh my God, I just wanted to be there.
We missed you, Dan. Appreciate the phone call. Where it was really rocking at Buskers was upstairs. They had a band going on. That thing was really loud up there.
Yeah, that was a cool place. It was, and the last day we were there, boy, there were so many Husker fans there. I did want to address the onside kick a little bit too. It didn't seem like that was a play that took the wind out of the sails on the sideline to me. There were other plays that it seemed to affect this team negatively worse than that. they didn't seem like it was like, oh no, here we go. Is what I watched, so many of that. I was trying to watch, the position huddles and take in the body language and all of that. The big play on the busted coverage, they were down after that.
Yeah.
The interceptions, the fumble, there were times that to me they were more down about than when they didn't get the onside kick.
That's a great, and you have the perception of that because you're right there with those guys. I hadn't thinking about that. Dan, appreciate the phone call. We're late to get to a break. We're going to replay Jessica's post-game interview with Casey Thompson. Pretty insightful young man. Also still time to get a bunch of your calls and thoughts for the rest of the hour at 402-413-2400. Hey, if the Huskers return the first or second half opening kick for a touchdown, you could win a $54,000 credit on a new vehicle from any Woodhouse Auto Family dealership this season. A contestant is chosen each week. Go to Huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules and how to get yourself entered. More of the show, more of your calls, and Casey Thompson coming up next.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The name of our new promotion says it all. Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. Through September 12th, buy a Powerball with PowerPlay ticket at any Nebraska Lottery retailer and enter the voucher number to win a trip to New York City for New Year's Eve on December 31st, 2022. Plus, you'll also get a chance to win $1 million and become the Powerball First Millionaire of 2023. Remember, this promotion ends on September 12th, so plan ahead and play today. Powerball top prize odds 1 in 292 million.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics. The 3-row 2022 Subaru Ascent. It's the biggest SUV Subaru has ever made. With room for up to 8, choice of second-row captain's chair or bench seating, plus standard symmetrical all-wheel drive with up to 27 miles per gallon. The 2022 Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever. Seating availability varies by trim level. EPA estimated highway fuel economy for 2022 Subaru Ascent and Ascent Premium models. Actual mileage may vary. Duto Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln and online at dutosubaru.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Tired of worrying about what to make for dinner? Try Gary's Quick Steak. It's delicious, convenient, and easy to make in minutes as it cooks from frozen. It also has over 20 grams of protein per serving, is gluten-free, and is made with real beef and chicken. Enjoy sandwiches, enchiladas, stir-fry, quality sirloin, chicken, and corned beef ready in minutes. Simply sizzle, flip, and savor.
I promise you, if you try it, you're absolutely going to love it.
Visit our website to find a store near you.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, thanks for telling my family and me about Toyota's national sales event.
Oh, you're welcome.
We got a new RAV4 during the event, and it's been great.
Well, that makes me happy. Right now through September 6th, it is the best time to drive off in a new Camry Hybrid, Tacoma, and more. So what are you up to?
You know, we took the RAV4 to a great spot. We've hiked, rafted, and now we're exploring a cave.
Amazing. You're inside a cave right now?
Yep.
Well, I'm glad the RAV4 could make it all happen.
Yeah, my wife talked me into spelunking. I'm actually a complete and absolute amateur. amateur. Huh. I could have done without the echo on that.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Visit your participating Toyota dealer today to enjoy every last second of summer. Toyota, let's go places. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 6th.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Inside of our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, they are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharp, Jessica Cootie with you. It's a Monday night edition of Sports Nightly. Tomorrow night, we'll have clips from the press conference. Scott Frost will meet with the media tomorrow, and then we'll have our volleyball show on tomorrow night. The Huskers went 3-0 over the weekend. Surprisingly, dropped to number 2 in the AVCA poll today. Texas had a great weekend. They played Ohio State back-to-back matches. That seems odd to me, and they won both of them, the Buckeyes in the top 10. So the coaches vaulted the Longhorns to number 1. Huskers now at number 2. Nebraska back on the Devaney Center court on Thursday as they'll play Loyola Marymount. And then Kayla Banworth, great Husker player and coach with John Cook, now the head coach at Ole Miss, will be here with her team to play Friday against Loyola Marymount and then face the Huskers on Saturday night. Well, after the game, Jessica does the locker room show for us, and one of the players you talked to was the quarterback, Casey Thompson, who made his Husker debut, and you spent quite a bit of time with Casey after the game.
Yeah, he's so insightful. I think people have learned that already when he's done his press conferences and interviews, and he has such a good perspective on it. And I told you after, wow, that's a good message. And so we wanted to be able to play that for you here on Sports Nightly. So here's Casey Thompson after the game. Oh, and by the way, I apologize because it kind of got a little loud outside the locker room. So that's why we kind of started speaking up a little bit louder. But here's Casey Thompson. Jessica Cootie here with quarterback Casey Thompson. Well, I know you guys felt ready. You felt good going into this one. Got off to a great start. What kind of lulled the offense there late in the second half?
Honestly, I mean, even the third quarter we came out, we scored 2 touchdowns in a row in 2 drives. We didn't punt the ball, I think, until the third quarter. We had about 5 or 6 drives in the first half. We scored on almost every drive. Missed a field goal, so we missed 1 field goal. I believe Isaiah fumbled in the second quarter. So I mean, 1 turnover inside the 10. Had a chance to kick a field goal. Second half, we came out, we scored 2 touchdowns at first, 2 or 3 drives in the third quarter. And honestly, I mean, we have to establish a better run game throughout the whole game. Win the turnover battle or win the line of scrimmage. But honestly, I mean, we only had a few drives where we had to punt the ball, where we were, backed up, either backed up inside our own 10, minus 10-yard line, or we were, we just have to execute better on first and second down to stay out of third and long. But, overall, like you said, I think I felt good going into the game. We felt good going into the game. And Northwestern, they played really hard, and they kept fighting, they kept swinging. And they did a really good job of managing the clock, moving the ball. And they had good run defense today. I was very impressed with how they stormed to the football. But, I think that all of the mistakes that we have are fixable, and I think that we can learn from it.
I know it's next man up, make excuses, but how much does it hurt to lose a guy like Travis Vokolek?
I mean, honestly, anytime you lose a starter, a key player, it hurts. Yeah, it hurts. I mean, even just the presence of having the player in the game, makes the defense respect a lot of different things that they can do. But, I mean, yeah, you guys know what type of player Travis Vokolek is. He's 6'6", 6'7". He can block. He makes catches, Anytime you put the ball near him, he usually comes down with it. He has a great catch radius. So, I mean, he's, like I said, he's obviously a starting tight end for a reason. He's our captain. So, yeah, we missed him a little bit, but like you said, next man up is a mentality that we have to have, and we just have to make plays. I mean, we can't, I have to, as hard as it is as a quarterback, throw the ball anywhere from 20 to 40 times a game. I have to try to be perfect on every throw, on every read, and I know that's a hard task, but, I can get it done, we can get it done, and then running backs, receivers, tight ends, we just have to do a good job of attacking the football and making plays, when they got opportunity.
Well, you spread the ball around, though, to a bunch of different guys, made some good catches, and started off with that first touchdown. So how much confidence does that give you moving forward that you got guys that you can throw the ball to?
Honestly, a lot of times it's hard to see when I can see a receiver come open, but I can't really see him make the catch. So Isaiah did a good job of going up and making a play, and I never would have thought that the first drive that we throw a stutter and go for a touchdown to the field. But he went up and made a good play, and like you said, I thought we moved the ball well, and I thought we did a good job being able to throw the ball around to a lot of different receivers. I mean, Isaiah started us off, Brody Belt, Trey Palmer, Marcus Washington, Anthony Grant. I mean, Yant. Like I said, I mean, we just have to continue to stay consistent and play for 4 quarters. But like Frost said, I mean, we have to win in a turnover battle, and we have to win a line of scrimmage. It's really hard to win a football game when you don't do those things consistently, but we're going to be fine. I feel fine. We made it out healthy for the most part, and it's just one game. And like I said, I mean, we want to win every game, but we have 11 more weeks to go, and so we'll take this fight home and go back to the drawing board and we'll watch the film and we'll get it corrected. But it was a great learning experience for us, and we have to stay positive and we'll fix all the issues.
Yeah, and just last thing, what responsibility do you have to continue to move forward with this team? Honestly,
a lot of people look to the quarterback for not just leadership, but for body language and tone and poise. So just staying poised and staying calm. I feel like everyone else feels you want to go kick and punch something, but you have to be smart, stay positive. We have to use this as a learning lesson. We have to use the film, the good and bad. It's good to assess yourself and also to assess the guys around you on your side of the ball and figure out, where you can lean on each other and how to pick each other up. But, no game is going to be perfect. It comes down to making more plays. And like I said, just staying positive. You can't lose twice, so we can't let this game beat us going into Monday and Tuesday's practice, and we have to move on from it. But I feel like that, I always tell myself today's going to be a great day. I cannot fail. I can only learn and grow. So, there's no failure in life. I just think there's learning lessons and there's growth that has to happen.
Well said. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
That's the perspective we all need to keep in mind. It's one game, and they can't let it beat them twice. You got to learn from it, move on, and get better, and go win the next one.
I thought he handled it perfectly in the right attitude and tone. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm encouraged by that.
And for him, I think he walked away, as much as a lot of people might have been discouraged by certain things that happened, but for him, I think he felt really good about the things that the offense did, and it's definitely something that can be built upon. And you heard him say the things that they need to get better at. And this offense was not, we knew that they weren't going to come out of the gate and be perfect and be 100%. That's how these football things go. And Jeremiah and I talked about it at length about how when you start the season, it takes a while for the offense to really get rolling and clicking on all cylinders, and it's usually the defense that's ahead. And so I think for Casey and a lot of these players on this offense, they felt like they did a lot of good things that they can build off of and keep getting better as the season moves along.
Buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Huskers, what they end up throwing around 40 times in the game? You almost kind of felt like maybe they should have thrown it even more because the running game wasn't very consistent. So maybe, and get more guys involved during the game.
And I told you this, that when I was listening into Mickey Joseph with his guys, he liked the matchup with Nebraska's or with Northwestern's secondary. Didn't feel like that they were going to be able to match up one-on-one with his guys. They had too many weapons. So go up, get the football. And so you got a sense that that was the plan, that they knew that that was something that they could take advantage of against Northwestern.
What was interesting was how physical the officials were letting guys downfield defend. There were a couple times you're like, that's got to be pass interference. And there were a couple of Husker defenders. Isaac Gifford comes to mind where I thought maybe he could have got called for a PI. Looked like he might have got there early. They were letting them play down the field.
Well, and I'll tell you, I heard Oliver Martin talking about the interception on his pass, that he was saying that he got held and couldn't get turned around in time to be in the spot he was supposed to be at. So, yeah, I think – and then there was another big play that everyone, it should have been pass interference.
The guy hit Trey Palmer down to the goal line way early.
And Trey Palmer was not happy when he came off. He said that, and I think we ended up scoring on that drive.
Yeah, we did.
But that one, too, was also another one that I know that they felt like that should have been pass interference.
Sam in Omaha says, I love that sense of reliability when Brody Belt caught 2 passes in a row. I can't remember if we scored on that drive. We did not. That ended up with the interception that Oliver Martin got twisted around on. But Brody did. Brody came in, popped in there. Brody Belt is a good football player, and I don't mind at all when he comes out there. I think he's going to make something good happen.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard about him all throughout spring and fall camp, and give him an opportunity, and he goes and makes a big play. So, yeah, I got no problem with it either. And it was a time when this team needed a big play, and so it really fired up the sidelines too.
Husker Athletics offering a Big Ten mini plan, $200 tickets for the games in the Big Ten, Indiana, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin. That works out to $50 per game. Go visit Huskers.com/tickets. Back with more of the show, 402-413-2400. Coming up next.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm Student Government President Jake Drake with Campus News. Nebraska has the most technically advanced buildings in the Big Ten, according to an annual review of universities across the country. Nebraska has also saved over $85 million over the past 17 years by making long-term investments in clean, reliable energy sources, cutting-edge automation, and collaborations across campus.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Students in Nebraska's Rake School of Computer Science and Management created software that is saving a Nebraska e-commerce company 34,000 hours of work per year. Created by a group of 5 Rake School students for their Design Studio Capstone project, this software is one of 300 real-world software solutions created by Rake School students.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hoegemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Every day, Central Valley Ag Cooperative works with our farmers to feed the globe. Embracing the cooperative spirit, CVA's innovative products and services in grain, agronomy, feed, and energy deliver world-class value to our members. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how we grow agriculture together at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Thanks for calling Toyota. This is Jan. How can I help?
Hi, thanks for telling my family and me about Toyota's national sales event.
Oh, you're welcome.
We got a new RAV4 during the event, and it's been great.
Well, that makes me happy. Right now through September 6th, it is the best time to drive off in a new Camry Hybrid, Tacoma, and more. So what are you up to?
You know, we took the RAV4 to a great spot. We've hiked, rafted, and now we're exploring a cave.
Amazing. You're inside a cave right now?
Yep.
Well, I'm glad the RAV4 could make it all happen.
Yeah, my wife talked me into spelunking. I'm actually a complete and absolute amateur. Huh, I could have done without the echo on that.
Toyota's national sales event is on. Visit your participating Toyota dealer today to enjoy every last second of summer. Toyota, let's go places. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Dealer inventory may vary. Event ends September 6th.
I'm so glad we called SOS. Our AC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your premier John Deere dealership and proud partner of Nebraska Athletics. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Time to see what's on tap, presented by Bud Light. Husker Soccer got a victory over Weber State yesterday. They'll be back on the pitch Thursday night out at Hibner Stadium to take on Portland State. Huskers 2-1-1 after 4 matches here this season. Husker volleyball off to a 3-0 start. They'll play Loyola Marymount at the Devaney Center Thursday night. 6 o'clock first serve, 5:30 pregame coverage with JB and Lauren Cook-West. And Husker football has their home opener Saturday against the Hawks. The Fighting Hawks of North Dakota. 2:30 kickoff. Our pregame coverage begins at 10:30 here on the Huskers Radio Network. Again, that's what's on tap, presented by Bud Light. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Husker volleyball, very impressive start to the season, Jessica. 3 pretty convincing wins. Pepperdine did push the Huskers a little bit, and that was expected. They were the best team that was here for Nebraska to face, and that was the battle of the Hames sisters. Nicklin Hames' sister plays for Pepperdine, and I guess the Devaney Center crowd gave her a nice ovation. But good start, pretty impressive numbers put up by the Huskers over the weekend.
Absolutely. I mean, wow. And was able to rotate and get a lot of different people some playing time and build that depth and experience moving forward. And can't ask for a much better start than 3 sweeps in a row to start the season.
Good start. Again, Texas did jump them in the AVCA latest poll. I don't know about that, but I mean, I know they had 2 really good wins over Ohio State, who's a very good team and program. So they probably played better competition in weekend 1, but that poll's a little political because those coaches all kind of vote for their friends and stuff, and a lot of people are a little jealous of Husker volleyball. So don't get all caught up in that right now. It doesn't mean anything right now. All will be decided in December.
To me, it does blow my mind a little bit that usually you don't lose number 1 until you
lose a set. Didn't lose a set.
or you're deserving of moving. It doesn't matter who the other teams play until the number one team shows that they don't deserve to be there, which what did Nebraska do that showed that they didn't deserve to be number one? Kind of blows my mind. I was shocked because how do you not lose a set and be as dominant as you are? It doesn't matter who beat who behind you. If you are number one and you took care of business, then it's not like even when Alabama in football loses badly or wins, quote unquote, badly, they don't lose their number one spot.
Yeah, that's Alabama, though. They're different down there. Let's head to Omaha. Mike, you're up next here on the program. Good evening.
Hey, he's a special dude, our quarterback. It is kind of shocking to me, though, how well he did early and not so well later. But I was concerned about a re-injury. Is he okay?
Casey?
Did he re-hurt his hand?
I didn't see much of that. I was watching. I mean, maybe they were looking at it a little bit, but I mean, he came back in, and so I didn't really take away anything that, he's hurt. And so I don't know. I didn't notice that. And then also after the game, you heard him talking, and he seemed fine. So
good. Because that scrambling long pass, one of the great plays in Nebraska history. I mean, he can play. There's no doubt about it. But it's determined at the line of scrimmage. What was shocking to me is our inability to run or stop the run, and they've got to change that. And as far as the kick, really indefensible. I mean, I hate to have anybody try to defend it because you only do that if it's a 100% chance of winning. You gave them hope, but if you can't run or stop the run, you really don't deserve to win. We got to fix that.
Very good.
Take care.
All right, Mike. Appreciate it. Thanks for the phone call. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red before you dig. Always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free. It's easy. It's the law. Let's head out to western Nebraska. Al, you're up next here on Sports Island. Good evening.
How you doing?
Good.
Hey, I'd like to talk about defensive linemen and linebackers. In the first quarter, Feast was playing really well. Then they figured it out that our linebackers were playing 7 yards deep, so they could chip block them all the time and actually stay with them, because by the time our linebackers get there, they've already got help, and they slowed down that first initial push, which is very important with the defensive linemen. And I just don't quite understand, because then Garrett, he was getting double-teamed the whole time, and if you'd ever put a linebacker up closer to take some of the heat off so this lineman got to move around, I don't know. I just can't understand that people don't see that, but just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm sure, Dan, appreciate the phone call. I'm sure they're digging into the tape and seeing how Northwestern schemed us up front to block it, and you got to make some adjustments on that, and I think, they will. I don't know how much Nebraska had prepared for some of that look from Northwestern. That is a really good Cat offensive line, as we've said multiple times and have for several weeks. That outside, that left tackle is probably a number one draft pick next April in the draft. All right, need to slip in our final break. We're back to give everybody's weekend winner. That's next.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more. Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Nebraska has taken over leadership from Princeton University in coordinating the U.S. physics community at the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. For its role, Nebraska has been awarded over $50 million in National Science Foundation grants. This cutting-edge work at the world's largest particle accelerator helps physicists uncover the origins and makeup of the universe.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker Option Offense.
more powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Save with low price lockdown from Hy-Vee. We've locked down prices on hundreds of your favorite everyday items. Prices are locked down for months and months on major leading name brands. The products that you like, the products that you want, and products that you'll want to stock up on. And all of the prices are locked down until we unlock them and lower them even more. Low price lockdown. Deals you can't beat anywhere. Only at Hy-Vee.
Back final few minutes of our Sports Nightly here on a Monday night. To North Texas we go. Brian, you're up next.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Great, thanks.
So the one thing that I really took away from was we were playing mostly zone the whole game. We weren't doing any man-to-man. And I think that really played the part in the whole game as far as why they had so many passing yards. And I'm not sure why we were doing that, because we didn't understand they were going to throw, because we thought they were going to run. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing that I had a problem with is that onside kick. I just don't understand. Either you're going to win the game or you're going to lose the game. And once again, Coach Frost made a decision, and we lost.
All right, Brian, appreciate it. Thanks for the phone call. Time for this weekend winners. Tim, let us off.
I'm going to go a little bit just a wide range here, but Huskers fans, the Ireland, the showing,
nice.
Everything about that was so cool. You saw Trev Albert's tweet about it. You saw just wall-to-wall coverage of how supportive the group was overseas. And then you turn around, you flip a game around, people are probably watching down at the Haymarket all over town, all over Nebraska. They come around back, and as they always do, they packed Devaney and rocked it out for volleyball all weekend. So Husker Nation, you guys are the winners this week.
Jessica?
The Haim sisters and the welcome that the Devaney crowd gave to Kaylee, Nicklin sister. She tweeted about it. I'll remember this moment forever. Shout out to Husker Nation for being the best. There's a picture that, she got emotional about it. It's cool. We talked about Coach Cook doing this where he puts these connections. He builds a schedule to connect some family members. And so it was awesome that it got to happen. And shout out to Husker Nation once again for giving Kaylee a great warm welcome that meant so much to Nicklin.
Wasn't that neat?
Yes.
Seeing Nicklin just get teary-eyed, it was really cool.
The video is awesome on social.
To see that happen. My weekend winner, Austin Allen, who caught a touchdown in the Giants' final preseason game, and now he's probably holding his breath.
He's going to make that team. Jeremiah texted me. He said he thinks he's going to make it.
Tomorrow's cut-down day. We'll see.
We'll see. Tomorrow's a massive day.
Damian Daniels did not make the cut today with the Houston Texans.
Boy, he would help the defensive line this year.
He sure would. Andy Janovich, a great fullback for Nebraska, got cut by the Texans, and Nate Gary got cut today by the Commanders of Washington. We'll keep an eye on some of those Huskers tomorrow night. All right, tomorrow on the program, Scott Frost's press conference is tomorrow. Got backed up a day because of the team traveling all the way over to Ireland, and the media. That's probably the bigger thing, was the media didn't get back till late last night, so we gave them a break today. So that's tomorrow. And the John Cook Volleyball Show, which you will be hosting tomorrow night.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess JB's out.
Are you going to ride your bike to work just to kind of keep that going?
I don't have a bike, so no.
We can find you one, probably.
No, I will not be riding my bike.
Bring a carrot to give Coach Cook tomorrow.
To give to Bud.
To Bud.
Yes.
Horses like carrots.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, our Sports Sunday Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Great night tonight. Thanks to Tim and Andrew. Have a great night. Back with you tomorrow. Good night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy. From repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, Foundation Solutions, crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
At CHI Health Clinic, we believe healthcare should be personal, because knowing your provider personally makes appointments more comfortable, more productive, and more meaningful to your overall health. Get matched with a primary care provider based on your personality and lifestyle using CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match. Take the survey at myprovidermatch.com to find the right provider for you. Getting healthier starts by getting personal at CHI Health Clinic.
It's time to amp up the fun now during the Ford Summer Supercharged Sales Event. Just move on up. Get great offers on select Ford vehicles, and you'll not only bring back the fun, you'll supercharge it. So stop by the Summer Supercharged Sales Event at your Ford dealer and discover how Ford can take your summer to a whole new level. Not all models, trims, or features may be available. Contact your dealer for information.